with a beck, with a spring, all her rill ringlets shaking, rocks drops in her tashi, tram tokens in her hair, all waved to a point, and then all innuendation, little old-fashioned mummy, little wonderful mummy, ducking under bridges, bell-hopping the weirs, dodging by a bit of bog, rapid shooting round the bends, by Talus green hills and the pools of the Fuka, and a place, they call it Blessington.
Some spectacle of his semi-demented senior meetings past grime, of his glaucous dean, making believe to read issuelessly unreadable block of Eccles edition.
He points the death bone, and the quick are still. Insomnia, somnia, somniorium, maum. Mercies of himself.
Who, supposedly, had been told off the shade and shoot Shem should the sheet show his shiny shout out the while to look facts in their faces before being hosed and creased, uprip and jack him by 6 or a dozen of the gay boys.
Weeding, jovial, liturous and full, ordered out of the gorgeous premises in most on account of his smell, which all cookmaids entirely objected to as resembling the bombing bubble puzzle that welled out of the puzzle.
This calumnious column of cloaxity, this Bengalese beacon of biloxity, this animite apper of atrocity, really it will be precise to qualify, for he seems in a bad case.
When we Dieter Wagner, and another, when he is just only after having been semicized, another when yea, he hath no bananas, and one when those pigs they begin now, that they will flies up into the Luft.
To listen out, only 20 minis mo, bully his bed imaginaire, which was dubbed Wine, a Woman, and Water Clocks, or How a Guy Thinks and Fox When He's Going Batty, by Mastis Shames de Le Plume, some most dreadful stuff in a murderous mere hand, that he was a whoop upon me, aware of no other shagspick, other shake his beard, either precisely unlike his polar, and this is his, or precisely the same as Wamp's parn, as what he fancied or guessed the same as was himself, and that great Scott, duckings and thuggery.
Daily maily full of lace, holy maily model of joss, his cheeks and trousers changing colour every time a gat croaked.
Chanting for all the regal, the likes of legs he left behind with Litty, Fun, Letty, Fan, Levin. This cantrap's a fermented word, abracadabra, columbra, colorum. His oaths a la Madame Gabrielle de l'Église, his avd a mistress B, de B, Meinfelder.
Morrow melodious jigsmith, in defiance of the uncomfortable birth, the Preservation Game and Poultry Act, playing Lally-Rook and Cookie-Rook by the dodginess of his intern, brawled and cocked.
From the concerned outgift of the dead med dirt, how that Araby gibbers, conspuent to the Dominical order, an ex-king noblish permish. He was namely Coon at Bringer at home.
Whether true conciliation was forging ahead or falling back after the celestious intemperance. And for devil's sake, why? With his see-me-see and his mycia corves and his froker-fosker-fusker laying robes and mean saying,
if she's a duck, she's a duchess. And when she has a feather boa, it's not her fault. Now, is it? Art shoots. Funny, you're grinning at. Fancy you aren't her yet. Funny, Urania.
And another said, when the wine's at wit's end, and still another when lovely woman stoops to conk him, One of the littlest said me, Sem, when Papa papered the harbor. One of the wittiest said,
handled by an unknown crawler who supposedly had been told off to shade and shoot and Shem shoot the shit show his shiny snout and a while to look facts in their face before being host and creased uprick and jabbed him.
To insignia the colours by the bereft in his madness and his educatedness, to his outness, to otherness, in the cries of girdly glimmer, in walk timberness, sinso's nimberness, timtur and gin.
This is bink, a hems and a haws, ineffable tries at speech unsiliable. You obies, hems, fluffold smuts, fallen lucifers, vestas which had served showered ornaments.
With the beck, with the spring, all her ringlets shaken. Rock drops in her tashi, tram tokens in her hair, all weaved to a point and in all inundation. Little old-fashioned mum, little wonderful mum, ducking under the bridges, bell-hopping the weirs.
Ateram vivaparam et cuncti potentem sine ulo udore negfinia suscepto pluviali atque distinctis perisomatis natibus nudis.
Thereby he said, reflecting from his own individual person, life unlivable, transaccidented through the slow fires of consciousness into individual chaos, perilous, potent, common to all flesh.
Brawn is my name, and broad is my nature, and I've braids on my brow, and all's that with every feature, and I'll broon this verth or brown best, bunks gone bandy. I'm the boy to bruise and brace, bows.
The wise speech of your god appearance, soft, among countless occasions of failing. For, said you, I will initiate. Adding to the list of your transgression, yes.
Will you for the laugh of Shakespeare just help remind with the epithet semismatic, serendipitist? You, thanks, I think that this describe you. Eru questioned after young.
Her eye is so gladsome. We'll all take shares in the room. Sniffer of carrion, perimeter grave digger, seeker of the nest of evil in the bosom of a good word.
Develop hereditary pulmonary TB, and do for himself one dandy time. Nay, of a pelting night blanketed creditors, hearing a coarse song, and splash off Eden Quay, sighed and rolled over.
Guard Augusta Leporello, Zazas Kreitz, from his Nerepublican annihilum to his Jonathan for a brother.
Bah, for his rotten little ghost of a peppy bag, Mr. Himmy Shimmy, a blithely, a reeky, a lightly, a scrapey, a babely, a ninny, a dirty, stepping among these, and always bottom Sawyer.
The whole lifelong shrine story of his entire low cornile existence, abusing his deceased ancestors wherever the sod, where, and one moment rabooming great blunderdoms. Pooh!
Face before being hosed and creased by 6 or dozen of gay boys. What para shown foam in the names of destruction, empire, and induced by privy and licensed pantry gods.
Turning over 3 sheets as he went, telling himself delightedly, no Espelia Mercer, that every spluggle on the vellum he blundered over was an assailing vision more churches than the one before it. It's
Shrugger's country, pension Danubier home, and Barbaropolis, who had settled and stratified in the capital city after its hebdomadary metropolitarization.
Aboon de Leo, why is stunk, mister? James wishes to hear from wearers of abandoned female costumes, gratefully received. Vadmel jumper, rather full pair of calotis and undergarmentaries.
Shut. Sepia scraped on the doorplate and a blind of black sailcloth
over his swan Pfingstshock, in which the so contracted son of the secret cell groped for life at the expense of the taxpayers.
For this was an unseen stone intrinsic, quite personal to the world. As matter of fact, angels, afternoon browsing, there though known Adam reeked more rare. My wood, the rapt fluttering of the lair and sound conducting walls thereof.
War moans, special size, long sufferings and of long standing, as and os, as sis, jas jos, jas nice, ta sos, jas, and jas and jas.
Codex and Podex, and under his own benefiction of the pastor, Father Flamius Falconer boycotted him of all mutton sweat candles and Romulo stationery for any purpose.
First still lost, Alchemist wrote over every square inch of the only fool's cap available, his own body, till by his corrosive sublimation one continuous present tense integument, slowly unfolded, all merry voicing.
When consumed by amorous passion, struggling to poison themselves of your bush. One son of Sorge for all daughters of anguish.
When's day's woe and lo, you're doomed. Joy day dawns and la, you dominate. It is to you, firstborn and first fruit of woe, to me, branded sheep, pick of the waste paper basket, by the tremors of thundery and Ullerin's dogstar, you alone, wind-blasted tree of the knowledge of beautiful and evil.
If I hope it's not true, that the host may choke me if I beneighbor you with my charity? Shh! Shem you are! You are mad!
Carin, lowness, shoals of Horus in chems upon divans, revolted stellas, vespertine vests among them. At a bear, oh, mention of the scaly Rimbald, exclaimed Pussy.
Only 20 minis more. Bully, his balliade, Imaginar, which was wont to be dubbed Wine Woman, Waterlocks. Oh, how a guy thinks and folks when he is going batty. But
daily merely full of blaze, only merely muddle up just. His cheeks and trousers changing colour every time it get groped.
And a bear, oh, mention of the scaly ribald, exclaimed, Puss! But would anyone, short of a madhouse, believe it?
Went stone stepping with their bickerstaffs on educated feet, plinkety plonk, across the 7-span pont de calories set up over the slop, after the war to end war, by Messrs. A charitable government for the only choice.
More is kept welling of enthusiastic noble women flinging every corn at crimson siege.
A lady's triumph, hosiery raffle at liberty, a sewer full of Guinea gold wine, with branco monga panoply, and 6-cylinder oysters, worth $1 billion a bite.
No espelor more so that every splurge on the vellum he blundered over was an aisling vision, more gorgeous than the one before T-I-T-S.
My fault, his fault, a kingship through a fault. Pariah, canonical Cain, I who oathily forswore the wound that bore you, and the paps I sometimes sucked.
It was hardest to memorize more than a word a week. Hakes a Holland. Hooks Fisk. Can you beat it? Well, I say, can you bait it?
Also got the boot. He appreciates his copies. Abortisement. One cannot even begin to pose the figure of a status quo ante as to how slow in reality the excommunicated drum-chondriac Nate Hamis really was.
Hydrants of sulfur and a scope Pia Lamina by full of 40 casinos, every day in everyone's way, more exceeding and violent abuse of self and others.
Playing a lolly look, cookery nook by the dodginess of his lantern, ruled and cocked and potched in an Athanor, whites and yolks and yilks and wotes to the fruling fredonance of Mas Blanca, que la Blanca Hermana and Armaria muy bien.
Oafs à la Madame Gabrielle Anglise, his avigs à la Mistress Bee, de Bee, Meinfeld, his ears upsqualamala, à la Pompe, la Seal, his oeuvres, à la Sulfate de Saud, his Okiri so ray, so money, à la Monsieur.
Of Findingos, with his shiltu, shaltu, slipney, stripney, in he skittled. Swikey, the all-white poor's guardian, pulpably of Baltossic stomach, was literally astonished.
Que quicquid ubi, quando, commando, quitis quibus auxilius? You were bred, fed, fostered, and fattened from holy childhood up in this two Easter island on the pea-jaw of hilarious heaven.
But would anyone short of a madhouse believe it? Neither those clean little cherubim Nero or Nebuchadnezzar himself ever nursed such a spoiled opinion of his monstrous marvelosity.
Gush down his fundament, the fire in his gorge, the tickle of his tail, the bane of his bulldogs, the sequence of his soul, the rot of his eater, the yeko, the ear, the totters of his toes, the teeters of each tummy-tum.
And slipping sly by Sally Noggin, as happy as the day is wet, babbling, bubbling, chattering to herself, deludering the fields on their elbows, leaning with the sleuthering slide of her giddy-gaddy granny ma, gossipacious Anna Livia. He lifts the life wand, and the dumb speak. Qua, 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 qua.